Good morning, everybody. Fossil Bill here. First, an apology. I did not hit record the first time I worked on this material. This is Moonstone from India. So this is what the batch that just came out looked like. This is the first run. And here is what the rough looked like. Little broken bits. So you know these tiny little pieces that polished up started out tiny. The big pieces in it did not break up. You see all the little broken bits in here. It's just B or C grade material that I got from a shop that shut down. So this material here is going in the tumbler today, and I'll be doing a walkthrough on how I went from this to this using only the vibratory tumbler. I did not do a phase 1 step on this material. So without further ado, I'm going to take this video downstairs and show you how I did it. Starting with the first stage, which is actually stage 2. Okay, so here we go. I've got my phase 2 bowl here for my TV10 tumbler, and I'm just going to dump this. It isn't going to be a full batch of stone. It's just going to be enough to cover the bottom of the bowl. So it's going to be a scant load, but I'm going to add a copious amount of media. By copious, I mean like 4 times the amount of media that you'd use for this type of rock. And this serves as a cushion between all the little pieces. You basically add less rock than you ever would add to this tumbler, and then more media than you ever would add with the rock. If you added this much media with a normal batch of rock, it would overflow and be overloaded. 2 pieces of holly blue that skipped being picked out before. Okay, so there we go. It probably can use a little bit more, so I'll go get a little bit more here. There's a little bit less rock in this batch than the last batch, so I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. There we go. That looks more like it. Okay. Now I've got my phase 2 grit tub here. And I add 2 tablespoons of phase 2 grit. One of the benefits of having one of these vibratory tumblers is it uses way less grit than a rotary tumbler. It uses 2 tablespoons of stage 2 per batch, and normally I put the capacity of a 6-pound tumbler into this, or 2 3-pound tumblers, and normally that's like 5 pounds of rock. So, you know, do the math. 5 pounds, 5 tablespoons. This only takes 2 tablespoons of grit to do a batch, so And then when you go to phase 3, it's 1 tablespoon. And when you go to polish, it's 1 tablespoon. So, saves you a lot in the long run. Now I add a little bit more than a 1/4 cup of water. And that usually keeps it nice and wet for the whole I check on it after 2 days. But there we go. It's all set up and ready to go for the next 3 days. And I will check in with you when it's time to change it. In 3 days. Until then, keep rocking, my fellow peeps.